Hey, y'all are this afternoon. This is your buddy George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range with my next installment on, hey, I got this old used gun. The old used gun I got today is this guy. The German K98 Mauser. And this is in fact a pretty much all original, or all original K98. The K98 came about in 1935 when the Germans were looking for a rifle that was a little bit more appropriate for what they wanted to do, which was mechanized warfare. So they took a lot of their standard service rifles at the time, which is what they had left over from World War I that the Treaty of Versailles didn't require destruction of. And they modified a few of them, and then they got this gun into production about 1935, 36. They manufactured these all the way up to the end of the war. They manufactured a last-ditch version of this. This rifle is a 41 production rifle. The manufacturer code on it is BNZ. Whoever BNZ is, I don't know who it is. Some people say that the arsenal that produced this exclusively produced weapons for the SS, for the Schutzstaffel. I don't know that that's true. This rifle is all matching. Every serial numbered part I can find has the same numbers on it, you know, and that makes it pretty good. It has a laminated stock on it. Now, I've done quite a bit of research in the last couple of days trying to figure out just exactly when the laminated stock came about within the development or evolution of the K98. One source says that they started making laminated stocks as early as 1938. And one source said they didn't manufacture them until 1943. I don't know what to think. Do your own research and see what answer you can come up with. But this one has a laminated stock on it. And it's all original military and complete, as I say. It has a semi-C stock on it. All the finishes on the various metal parts match. Bayonet lug is in place. This particular one has the correct front sight hood, which you hardly ever see on one. It has the correct sling, but the sling, of course, is a remanufactured sling. Some of them, you see, have got a butt on it back here that is all the way up on the wood. This is generally referred to as a skull crusher butt plate. In reality, I believe it was there for the simple reason that the butt of the rifle is the most likely part of the gun to be abused, regardless of who made it, and what country it was in, what conflict it was in. This one has the grommet on it, which is there to assist you in taking down the bolts for maintenance. It has a nice little scalloped wood up here to scallop point to help you get a hold of the bolt knob with gloves on. You can tell a K98 at a pretty good glance because the stock is so elegantly made on K98s. Most of the post-war Mauser combat rifles had a lot fatter wood up here, whereas the K98s are a lot more elegant. It's a lot littler and nicer. It doesn't have any more wood on it than it needs. Overall, this rifle is in pretty good shape. It has a finish on it, and the finish is kind of scuffed up, but the stock overall is not badly gouged. It could be finished and put back into the original military finish, and it looked very nice. Other than that, it's an outstanding looking gun. It has Waffen amps all over it, and it doesn't have any import marks on it, which leads me to believe that some GI brought this one back at one time. Of course, in the 1950s, they imported tons of these things in, and you didn't have to be a licensed importer in order to bring in surplus military rifles in the 1950s. You could just call up a distributor or a surplus house in Europe and say, send me about 5,000 of them rifles, and you send them a check, and they send you a bunch of guns, and the customs sees that they're not drugs and passes them right on through, and they send them to you, and there wasn't any regulation. You know, wasn't no such thing as a federal firearms license in 1950. So tons and tons of these things come into the country. Some of them are very nice, some of them pretty terrible. The exterior finish of this gun is somewhere in the neighborhood of 80%, not counting the wood, which would probably be about 60. The bore in this rifle is in good shooter condition. It's not crisp and sharp lands and grooves, but it is in good shooter condition. Doesn't have any corrosion, no pitting, no rust. Looks very nice when you look down it. I don't have any way to show you that, so you know, you just have to take my word for it. Found me some surplus ammunition to shoot out of it. This particular ammunition has Cyrillic writing on the box. Cyrillic writing, so it leads me to believe it's Russian or some satellite manufactured. And it's very nice looking ammunition, and comes on stripper clips. Comes on the correct stripper clip, which is another thing. These rifles are still in use in conflicts around the world today. They're 85 years old, 90, now almost 90 years old, you know, but you still see these guys in conflicts, not just in Afghanistan and places like that, but you still see them, you know, everywhere. Not as much as you see, say, an AK, but you still see them in conflicts. Well, let's give this little gun a shoot down here at 125 yards and see what it actually shoots like. Going up there, see if that stripper clip works in that gun. On this gun, once you get all your shells in there with your stripper clip, you don't even have to reach up there and clear that stripper clip guide. All you got to do is comes right off there. Keep that stripper clip, that might come in handy. On your safety lever, on the end of your plug back here, you have the safety. All the way over to the left is off safe. All the way straight up is on safe, but the bolt isn't locked. And then all the way to the right, you have on safe, and the bolt is in the locking position. Okay? Having said all of that and explained the safety, I'm going to take a shot with this rifle at our steel silhouette down there at 125 yards and see if I can make a showing of myself. Yes, you can see me. I showed myself. I'm right there. A little bit easier to get a hold of it with your left hand on this. Okay, let's try that again. The spent cartridge case has the Star of David on the bottom of it. It's interesting. Israeli Nazi rifle ammo. It's interesting. This rifle shoots dead nuts, buddy. It's a good shooting gun. Oop, I missed it. Well, you know. All right, let's try this again. Let's see if we can hit it this time. Yes, I can. All right. It's a swinging down there. That thing's on a chain and it's like, okay. Let's put another pole dancer clip in here. Another pole dancer clip in there. Another naked clip. All right, let's get ambitious. Let's try with the old 12-inch steel plate down there that's nailed to that log. I hit it. Didn't chime very loud, but I hit it. It was hit. Let's try one of the steel groundhogs. I hit that one too. Trying to manage these cartridges because, unlike some people at the Bergen range, I actually pick up my brags. Let's go back to the old steel silhouette target. Boy, howdy. Seems like, what's it, calibrated for every other one? Apparently I'm calibrated for every other one today. Give that thing a minute to stop swinging. That'd be the thing to do. All right, let's try it now. Apparently that didn't do us any good. This ammunition is of questionable origin. The gun is a little worn, and I ain't the crack shot that I used to be when I was in my 20s. Well, it wouldn't hurt to try it again. We got 5 more shots. I only had 15 rounds to do this video with. And the rifle is getting hot. You know, when a high-powered rifle gets hot, it doesn't shoot as good as it did when it's cold. It's a poor craftsman that blames his tools, but that's all there is to it. Ooh. We don't like that much, I'll tell you right now, because now I got to sit here and hold this thing for a minute, wait for it to go off. All right. Cracked it good. That's one of the problems with mercuric priming. It's one of the problems with old rifle cartridges with mercury priming in them. The mercury priming, the fulminated mercury that's in it, is corrosive to the container it's in. You know, it's possible for it to just corrode itself out of business. All right, here we go. Again. The ammunition looks a little questionable too, I'll just tell you the truth. No question about that. Let the thing quit swinging. We'll try this one more time on our last shell, and then we'll try this dud and see if we can get it to go. It's definitely kind of a dud right there. Alright, let's try it. I'm pretty sure that's bird end cartridges too. I'm like, alright, let's try one more time. Alright. And we'll do the old Denzel Washington thing. We'll give that cotton picking round another chance. Maybe it'll work for you. There we go. Yep. Just need a little head primer. Didn't look any more dented than it did before. Okay. Pretty sure it's corrosive ammunition. I'll have to take this gun home. It'll be just like a muzzle loader. You lean it up in the corner and listen to it rust. The value of this gun, just like it sits today, these guys are starting to command some price. Ones like this that are all a military issue and complete, got good provenance on it. You know who manufactured it. You know when it was manufactured, and so forth. Matching serial numbers. Waffen amps haven't been sterilized. The Israelis got tens of thousands of these things after World War II and sterilized all of them. Took the Waffen amps and so forth off of them because apparently the Israelis didn't approve of socialism, or at least National Socialism. So, but today, 85 years into it, these guys, when I was a teenager, you could buy one of these things for $50 or $60 at a yard sale in this condition. Of course, we're talking about 40 years ago. You know, in the last 40 years, these guys have gotten to be where they're just gone through the roof. This rifle's worth about $500, I think. I think this rifle in its condition and so forth would bring at least $500 at retail, and maybe even $600. Old chippy, beat up, late war production ones that are dredged up off the Yalu River, you know, and sold at gun shows and so forth, maybe $300. One that'll shoot and work and hasn't been chopped up and modified is worth at least $300 in horrible condition. This gun is a pretty cotton-picking good example. I think this gun's worth $500, if not $600. So, or $700. You see them, they sell good. I'm gonna tell you what, they have value. You know, and the only time you see them in this kind of condition is either from a collector, and this particular rifle is on loan to us from the Sailor collection, or when a collector passes away, and we have an estate liquidation, and you can run and find these things at estate auctions and so forth. Beautiful gun, fine combat rifle for a bolt action. Probably, in my opinion, the single best combat arms bolt action rifle ever devised is the K98. I personally think, it's my opinion, is that, yeah, that's right, I said that. It's better than a P17 Enfield. It's better than a 1917 rifle. It's better than an 03. It's better than an 03A3. I personally think in the terms of bolt action service rifles, the K98 is the top of the technology. It's the best gun there ever was in terms of a bolt action service rifle. Well, all right then, folks. Like, share, commentate, and subscribe. Patreon link in the description page. If you'd like to throw an old $1 in the bucket on your way out the door, that'd be great. If you don't, I'm going to keep right on making content and posting it for you just the same. Getting pretty close to the 1,000 gun giveaway. Somebody's going to get one. It ain't far away neither. Like that. So, I'll be out there rooting around looking for another old gun to bring you on my content. Hey, I got this old used gun. I really enjoy doing this channel, and I enjoy my patrons, and you know, the fact that the people that are watching it, the numbers are increasing. It means that people are interested in what I have to say and what I have to show, and that makes me very happy. Well, all right then. We'll see y'all when we see you, buddy.